Okay, so we are starting section 12.2. And now we're gonna start looking at circles and regular polygons, but for this video, part 1, we're only gonna be doing circles. So the formula for circles, if you flip back to your formula sheet, circles, I have two formulas. I have one for circumference, which is the distance around your circle. There's two of them. You can either use 2 pi r, or you can use diameter times pi. Same thing, because the radius is from the center to one side of your circle, and then the diameter is from one side of the circle straight to the opposite side of the circle. So it's the same thing. That's why the diameter is twice the radius. So either way that you want to write it, it's the same thing. And then for area, we have pi r squared. So that's the only formula we're using for this video, so I'm just going to talk about that one, and then I'm going to go back to the examples. So examples 1 and 2. Okay, so for examples 1 and 2, they're asking me to find the circumference and the area of the given circle. So circle A for this one. So first thing I want to do is identify the radius. Radius is from the center to the side, so that's 4. This is my radius. So I'm just going to label that 4 with an R for radius. Okay, so I'm going to do my work here on the side. I'm going to have C for circumference, and so since they're giving me the radius, I'm going to use the formula with the R. C equals 2 pi r. And all I have to do now is replace the r with the radius, which is 4. Didn't write it on the example, but for these problems we are going to express our answers in terms of pi. So I'm just going to write it right here in terms of pi. And so that means I want to keep the pi in my answer, so all I have to do is multiply my two numbers. 2 times 4 is 8. So my circumference is 8 pi, I keep the pi, centimeters. So that's my answer for circumference. If it says round to the nearest hundred, then that's where you would plug in 3.14 for pi, because pi is 3.14. We learned that when you were in middle school. Okay, so now example 1 still wants me to find the area, so I gotta do the area also. So A for area, and there's just one formula for area for a circle, is pi r squared. So same thing, I'm taking my formula and I'm replacing the r with the 4, because that's the radius. And so I'm gonna express my answer in terms of pi, so we're just gonna square the 4. 4 squared, that's 4 times 4, that's 16. So my area equals 16 pi centimeters squared, because area, the units are always squared. And that's my area. So it's pretty easy. Okay, now example 2. Same question. They want me to find circumference and area, so find the circumference first. But this time, if you notice in my picture, they're not giving me the radius, they're giving me the diameter. So this time, the 10 is the diameter, because it's the entire line from one side to the opposite side of the circle. So that's diameter. So instead of using my formula with the r, I'm going to use my formula with d for diameter. Diameter times pi. So then what I gotta do is replace the d with the 10 and just multiply them. 10 times pi, so 10 pi. Easier. And then for area. Okay, so for area, formula is still pi r squared. But this time I have to use the r. I cannot use d for diameter. I gotta use r, radius. So then If you remember, the radius is just half of my diameter, so I'm going to take half of the 10. Well, half of the 10 is 5. So then my radius is 5. So over here, for the radius, I'm going to plug in a 5. And then I'm going to square it. So 5 squared, that's 5 times 5. That's 25. So my area is 25 pi, and then it's yards. I've got my units here as yards. And that's it, that's all we're doing.